What's going on, guys? We're back again. Another episode of Coffee Talks where I curate my favorite coffees and some of my favorite leadership talks from some of my favorite people. Today we brewed some Burundi. Come on. It's from a Gimme coffee. They're based out of New York. And this coffee right here, I'm going to tell you right now, it is money. You get such a strawberry hit your notes. I mean, it is strong berry flavor in the smells. It is awesome. And then the same goes with the taste. The taste, it's a stronger coffee, which sometimes is not always the case with a fruity coffee, but this one actually has a punch to it. But you're gonna taste on that back end a strawberry juice, a very fruity flavor. It's delicious, man. Highly recommend getting yourself some Gimme Coffee Burundi. All right, guys. Still going with Dale Carnegie, really learning. I hope you're being blessed by it. And Dale makes this statement. He says, one of the simplest ways and the best ways to make a good first impression, watch what he says. The expression one wears on one's face is far more important than the clothes one wears on one's back. Come on. Your face can say a whole lot. You could speak a million words with the expression you put on your face. And we all know, right? There's some people that got a smile on their face and it's attractional. And then we got some negative slang with people that got the other type of face, right? And immediately what happens is you're put off. Immediately, just by the face, you are thinking they're in a bad mood, or they're not approachable, or all of a sudden you're walking on eggshells, or you avoid someone like the plague just by their face. You can't influence people if you are pushing people away. You can't build friends if you're not approachable, right? And studies show first impressions are the hardest impression to change. Because once someone has a first impression about you, they've already made up their mind. It's locked into their core thought process about you. And it takes a lot of work to change that first impression. So we've got to understand the smile, that pearly whites makes a difference. And guess what? Not only is it important to smile, not only is it important to have a good first impression, but you know what? You should enjoy life. You can't succeed in anything if you don't actually enjoy it, right? Like, you're not going to have the drive and the motivation to push through life's challenges if there's not fun and enjoyment in your life. And man, when you have a smile on your face, it makes life most enjoyable. Now, the question is going to happen is, well, you don't know what kind of day I had, or you don't know what I'm going through, or you don't know what life's like. Listen to me, I don't feel like it. Well, guess what? You don't have to let circumstances dictate you and your outcome. So if you don't feel like smiling, or you don't have this desire, you're going to have to learn to shift that thought process. And Dale kind of gives us a couple of things. First, he says you need to force yourself to smile. Like, you just force it. Like, maybe you go into the bathroom and you just smile at the mirror. Maybe you need to sing a little song, hum a little tune, tell yourself a joke. You need to get yourself together and just make it happen. Force yourself to smile. Secondly, you got to realize when you force yourself to smile, psychologically it's doing something. A lot of times we think feelings dictate actions. It's actually the other way around. Actions actually dictate your feelings. You tell your body, you tell your emotions, you tell your soul, you tell yourself, your perspective, your mindset, where it's going to go by being it, right? By doing it, by actually getting to that place where you move into it. Secondly, you need to understand is that controlling your thoughts is the key to walking in happiness and joy in life. When you start controlling your thoughts, you realize the outward conditions does not impact the inward self of who I am. What happens on the outside? Let me, circumstances, issues, they're always going to come. There is never, ever a point in life where life is always perfect. There's going to be mistakes that happen. There's going to be challenges that rise up. People are going to do things that you don't appreciate. There's going to be things that happen in our economy or in our country or in the world. things are going to happen, and you've got to make the conscious decision that outward conditions will not affect the inward self of who you are. That's why Paul says, I'm a pastor, so I'm going to get a little pastory on you. You got to capture the thoughts and make them obey Christ, right? You got to violently catch those thoughts. I love what Abraham Lincoln says. He says, most folks are about as happy as they make up their minds to be. You've got to get to the place in your life where you don't use the language, I don't feel like it. I don't feel like it. Whenever in life is that okay? Well, I don't feel like paying my bills. Well, okay, guess what? You're going to lose your house. It's going to get foreclosed. Right? I don't feel like going to work. Well, guess what? You're going to lose your job. Right? I don't feel like it. Right? I don't feel like taking that test. Well, guess what? You're going to fail. Never in life does I don't feel like it work. But for some reason, when it comes to our attitudes, we think we can. I don't feel like smiling. I don't feel like having a positive attitude. I don't feel like having joy. It don't work out in your favor. I promise you that. We've got to learn to plow our hearts and get to that place. Eugene Peterson says it's so beautiful. Feelings are important in many areas, but completely unreliable in matters of faith. If we're people of faith and we're people that we can have hope and believe for something more despite what we're going through, we've got to understand we're not going to let our feelings lead us. We're going to lead our feelings. That's what disciplines come in. Disciplines are never convenient. It's never convenient to have a discipline, but the rewards are always great. It's never convenient to be disciplined in your finances, but having financial peace is great. It's never discipline to have discipline in, it's never convenient to have discipline in your health. But you know what? Eating right and taking care and exercising, the long-term benefits of living longer is a way better reward. And it's never convenient to have disciplines in your spiritual and emotional life. It is definitely more convenient to get into self-pity and to walk around frustrated, but the long-term benefits. So I'm going to tell myself where I'm going to be. I'm going to worship when I don't feel like it. I'm going to pray when I don't feel like it. And I'm going to smile when I don't feel like it, because sooner or later, my emotions and my inward self is going to fall in line with my actions, and I'm going to start walking in who I'm supposed to be. I'm going to end with this quote by Dell. Your smile is a messenger of your goodwill. Your smile brightens the lives of all who see it. To someone who has seen a dozen people frown, scowl, or turn their faces away, your smile is like the sun breaking through the clouds. Let your smile not only impact yourself, but warm the lives of everybody else. Guys, till next time, pray God's peace.